Hi everyone, welcome to a class, Yoga for Cyclists. So I felt there was a demand for this class, so here you are. I hope you enjoy it. So it's a great class to do either pre or post cycle. I'd say definitely after your cycle, do make sure you stretch. It's really important. And I know it's something that can easily be forgotten or just done very quickly. So I hope this class really helps you. The only thing you might need is a yoga block. Don't worry too much if you don't have one, but if you do, if you're a yogi of some sort and you practice, you may well have a yoga block. You can always use a container of some kind, a plastic container, so there's always options. So we're going to start in a child's pose position. So you're going to take your knees wide, you're going to bring big toes together and then just stretch the arms long, reaching the forehead down towards the floor or your yoga mat. So you're sitting back towards your heels. And as you rest in child's pose, just take a few deep breaths here. So ideally inhaling through the nose, letting the belly expand with the breath. Exhaling the same way. So breath is everything. When our breath is coming in fast into our body, that's often when we feel under stress or strain. So it's important to slow everything down. Our body can perform much better when it's in a relaxed state first. That's why our breathing and stretching is particularly beneficial before any exercise and even before our yoga postures. So let's take one more long breath here. Inhaling. Exhaling. We're going to take a slow walk up to our knees. Bring the knees together and then head into a table position. So place your hands under your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Ready for our cat-cow breath. So we inhale, we start to bring the gaze up. And then we exhale, we push the spine up to the ceiling. We inhale, we let that breath travel through the spine. And we exhale and we push the spine up to the ceiling, tucking in the chin. Let's do a few more. One more. Let's tuck our toes and head into down dog position. So we start to sit back towards our heels, straightening the arms and then lifting the knees away from the yoga mat, straightening the legs and planting the heels down towards your mat. From here we're going to pedal into each leg one at a time, pushing all the toes into the floor, into the ground. And then plant your heels down towards your mat, doesn't matter if they don't reach. And then just take a little sway side to side. So the lower body's moving, the arms are staying where they are. We're going to take a walk now to the top of our mat. Once there, keep that same distance in the feet, hip width apart, and just fold down towards the legs. Let's take an inhale, start to rise all of the way up. Bring the palms together, stretch up, maybe even look up at the hands. And then exhale, fold all the way back down again. We're going to roll up on that inhale, bringing the arms up and together. Maybe the gaze is up. And we're going to exhale and fold all the way back down again. This time we're taking a breath in, pushing the spine up to the ceiling. You can always bring your hands to your shins. And then folding over the legs once again. We're going to step back with that right foot and drop the knee down to the mat. Any knee issues, you can take some support, a rolled up blanket. Bring your hands onto your hips here, so a nice low lunge, working into the hips and the hamstrings, the quads. Taking a few breaths. Placing your hands down, let's just roll forward and back. And this is where you may want your yoga block. It can help support you forward and back. This time frame that left foot. We're going to push into a plank pose. We're going to lower all the way down to our yoga mat and just shift the hands underneath the shoulders. In a low cobra. Bring the hands back under the shoulders and then push into that down dog position again. Breathe in, push the toes into the mat. Exhale, lower. Inhale, toes into the mat. Exhale, lower. We're going to take that walk again, top of the mat, all of the way. Fold over those legs. We're going to inhale, rise tall. We're going to exhale, fold back down. Again, inhale, growing tall. Exhale, folding down. Send that spine long, pushing that spine up to the ceiling. We're going to step back this time, left leg coming into that low lunge. Maybe the hands are on the hips. Framing that right foot, we've got that shift forward and back. Into the hips, the glutes, the hamstrings, quads, rolling and shifting forward and back. Getting ready to frame that front foot now. Step it back to plank. Take a lower down to your yoga mat. And that roll up, shifting the elbows under the shoulders in our low cobra. Dropping back to your mat, framing the mat, pushing up, down dog. I'm going to shift the right leg back, squeeze it back. We're going to step forward, top of our yoga mat. Bring up the arms here, bend into that front leg. Again, your hands can be on your hips if you prefer. Long arms. We're going to come back to framing that front foot or grabbing your yoga block here. Step a little forward with that back leg, toes pointing out, and fold over the front leg. That right leg is forward. Feeling that all the way down the back of that front leg. Finding that long breath like we did at the start. Let's place our right hand inside edge of that right foot and take an opening here, sending that left arm up to the ceiling. We're going to drop that left hand down. This is where you can place your hand on your block as well and open up with that right arm. You ideally want your legs straight, so do use your block, your container, if your hand doesn't quite reach your yoga mat. Turning the gaze maybe up to the ceiling. And then framing that right foot. Let's step that left foot together with the right and fold over both legs. Bending and straightening the legs now. Again, your hands can be on your block if you need. Last one. We're going to roll back up. Exhale, roll back down. With our long spine. Stepping back, left foot, right foot into that plank. And that slow lower down to our mat. This time we roll up into a cobra, maybe a little higher. And we sit back to our heels. We roll forward again, we lower down to our mat. Roll to that cobra. And back to the heels, easing any tension in the lower back. Let's do one more. Peeling those shoulders back and heading back to the heels. Leave down dog. When you're ready, sending the body back into that V shape. Fingers are nice and wide on the mat. And we shift back that left leg. Ready to step forward to the top of the mat. High lunge coming up now, maybe bringing up the arms, maybe the hands are on the waist. Holding here. We're going to frame that left foot. Step that right foot in a little as you fold over that front leg. Finding your long breath. Placing that left hand on the inner edge of that left foot. Let's open with that right arm. Maybe looking up here. Maybe your hand can be on your block or your support. And then lowering down, right hand, stretching up with the left. Framing that left foot, let's step that right foot in. Forward fold, legs together. Let's roll all of the way up. Palms reach upwards. Let's turn the palms to the ceiling. Take a stretch over to our right. Keep the legs together, just the upper body moving. Every exhalation may be seen if you want to delve deeper into that side stretch. Coming back to center, stretch up a little more, and then head over to your left side. Come back to center, release those arms. Bring your hands onto your hips. Let's take a big wide stretch with the legs. Toes pointing forwards. We're going to squeeze our hands and arms behind. Link your fingers if you can. Pull your arms away from your body. Inhale, slight gaze up. And then an exhale, fold forward. Send those hands up to the ceiling, squeezing those shoulders. Finding that long breath. Release the hands down to the floor, drop them down. Maybe send that head a little lower. Pushing onto the hands, send the heels a little closer together, shift them in. Toes pointing out as we come down into a squat. Let's use our elbows on the inner legs, maybe palms are together. You can always sit on your block or your container here if you need. Sending that tailbone downwards. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Dropping down now all of the way to your mat. Send the soles of the feet together. Heels close to you. Link those fingers. Place the hands around the toes. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. And maybe dropping those elbows down, tucking in the chin. Pushing the spine backwards. Finding that lovely long breath again. Rolling slowly back up. Let's keep the left knee down and bent. Send the right just behind you. Plant that left hand down and let's stretch over with that right arm. And then reverse, plant the right hand, stretch with the left. Backing into that side body. And then plant both hands down. We're going to swing onto that left knee. Send the right leg behind. Shift that knee slightly forward. Big toe side of the mat into what we call pigeon pose. Relax your toes. Send your hips so they're even. So you're not dropping left, you're not dropping right. They feel balanced. And then lower down to your mat. You can always grab your block to rest your head on. Finding that long breath. Let's slowly make our way back up. Coming back to seated, this time bending that right knee first and that left behind you. We've got that side stretch, planting the right hand down, reaching long with the left. And then reversing, left hand down, right arm long. Turning to your right side, framing the foot or the knee. Send that right knee forward, that left leg back. Our right heel is going out towards our left hip. We stretch long and then maybe we drop down. Forehead to the mat. Easing out any niggles in the knee, glutes, lower back. And then take that slow walk back up. We're going to be coming onto our backs, coming down to our yoga mat. Pushing that lower back into your mat, tucking in the chin. Let's squeeze both knees in, draw them in. Take a little roll and a massage into the lower spine. And then drop the feet down to your mat, making sure that lower spine is pushed into the mat. We're going to place that right heel on top of the left knee. And let's draw that left knee in, squeeze it in. Really important stretch, this one. Every time you exhale, just see if you can squeeze that knee a little closer to you. Should feel that down the right side. Keep those shoulders relaxed. And the more we hold, the deeper we can delve into those muscles. Let your breath be your guide. If it starts to quicken, you've come too far in the stretch, so ease a little. And let's bring up our head. And then lower all the way back down. We're going to change sides, so left heel on that right knee. And let's draw that knee in, squeezing in here. Shoulders are relaxed. And that breath is long. Let's bring up the head. And release all the way back down. Planting those feet back onto your yoga mat. Maybe just touching your heels with your fingertips. We're going to peel away from our mat in our bridge pose, pushing up, hips high. We're going to exhale, slowly place that spine back down onto your mat. Send your arms out to the side or cactus the arms, palms facing upwards. Let's let the knees drop to the right. Maybe picking up that right heel to the outer edge of the left knee. Nice long breath. Release, roll back to center, leave the arms where they are. Let's drop the legs to the left. Maybe that option of picking up that left heel, outer edge, right knee. Join that spinal twist. Release, roll back to center. Let's draw those knees in. One last squeeze here. Bring up the head. Roll on the spine. And then let everything go, taking rest in what we call Shavasana. Letting the feet fall to the sides, the arms away from the body. Palms up. Let the eyes close or soften. Let that breath travel deep into the body. Bring in vitality, bring in energy. And then exhaling any stagnation, any toxins, any remaining tension. Nice long inhale. And that long release as you exhale. Again, inhale. Slow exhale. And one more long breath. And then very slowly start to bring some movement back to fingers, the toes, maybe blinking the eyes back open. Take a full body stretch, send everything long. Push those heels away, maybe a yawn, a sigh here. And then draw those knees back in, squeeze the knees in, take a little roll and a massage of the spine. Bringing yourself over to one side. Coming back to seated. Let's bring our hands to our heart center to finish in Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for taking time to practice with me today. I hope you feel better for it. Do drop a comment if you liked the class, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. Bye for now.